on the old microphone, but let's invest 15 minutes of our lives and see. Well, I certainly am going to invest 15 minutes of my life and see. On the playback, I'm going to find out whether it's worthy or not. Anyway, guys, thought I'd post. I think what I posted last time a couple of weeks ago, coming up to a couple of weeks ago. I'm still enjoying my time in Europe. I've been travelling sort of a little bit around Eastern Europe since the last time I posted something. Most of it's been on sort of high-speed trains and whatnot. The sun today is absolutely glorious, guys. It really is. Sometimes you just have to be so thankful for what you have in life, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a Timex, Casio, whatever it is, just a watch. But when the weather's good and you've got food and whatnot, it's just amazing. But what did I want to post about today? What's been going on in the watch world? I think the last time I posted, I had a video sort of talking about watches, I was posting about a holiday watch. I was posting about sort of like my Omega Seamaster that I was thinking about buying. I don't know what else I was thinking about getting, an Omega Seamaster, some sort of beta watch, like a Tudor, etc, etc. I thought to myself, you know what, guys, I'll be honest. I think after a few years of having a little think about Tudor, guys, I am not convinced by Tudor. I think they make a fantastic product, everything that it comes with. But for me, with regards to Tudor, I cannot shake that it's basically Rolex's official homage watch brand. And just because it's owned by Rolex, it doesn't mean that it's all good. It's just, we give a lot of other watch brands shit for copying the Rolex. But Tudor, they're copying vintage pieces, right? That's what it is. It's just, it's a green tick by Rolex saying, yeah, you copy our stuff, it's all good. We're going to release our old stuff under a completely different brand name, and it's like a Rolex because it's owned by Rolex. It's all part of the same group, and I just there's something about it. Something about it bothers me. Even if I was to buy a well-priced Tudor, I do not disagree that it's a fantastic product. It's just me. It's just how I feel about it. Saying that, there are a few Tudor pieces which I think are really nice and don't bother me as much. I think the BB58, for example, is a great watch, but again, that's part of the range that it's copying Rolex of old time. But for me, if you look at the Pelagos line, the left-hand drive or the Tudor bronze, that's the whole kind of original good thing about Tudor. Those particular models. The chronograph, still, you see the chronograph just hits vintage Daytona. So even though you can get these pieces at a good price, and to be honest, I didn't even mean to in this video to go into Tudor. I didn't want to lay into Tudor so much, but because a few people ask me on Instagram, which by the way my handle is Steel Moon Watches. Sorry, Steel Moon _watches. People ask me on Instagram saying, why don't you get a Tudor? You consider the Tudor, and I just have this mental block about it. Tudor. Like, unless I'm getting like a Tudor bronze or a Pelagos, which is completely different to the Rolex range. Titanium, the look of it, the dial, the square indices, it's so legible, the clasp, everything. Unless it's those two, I'm just not feeling the others. I think they're great. It annoys me that I don't, in fact. It's not like I want to be like this, but that's just how I am, and I'm not going to ignore how I am. I'm not going to convince myself or lie to myself, because me going out and buying, any of the other fantastic Tudors out there, I guess I'd be kind of happy, but I'd be kind of annoyed, and I don't want to buy a watch which is going to annoy me, and the Tudor kind of would. Yeah, maybe I could get one and after 6 months of ownership, I'd be into it. But just from someone looking at it from a outdoor kind of over the fence kind of thing, like, well, yeah, it's nice, but. And I've had Tudor Diet Pepsis. I've had the GMT Tudor. I've had it twice, and you know what? Whenever I used to wake up in the morning and have a quick look at it or see it, I just always used to think, huh? I've got a vintage Pepsi? Oh no, wait, it's not a vintage Pepsi, it's a Tudor. And that was not a good thing. I mean, and genuinely, I saw some of those pictures of it on my camera roll, and I'd be like, when did I have a vintage Pepsi, or vintage Rolex Pepsi? And I didn't. I just, for half a second, slow synapses in the brain and all, half a second, I just was, I was a bit slow, and then I realised it's a Tudor GMT. So this is why I'm kind of looking at the Seamaster. The Seamaster 300, I'm thinking, Casino Royale, that one, aluminium bezel. The new ones, quite a few of you guys have messaged me on the old IG as well, saying, Mike, what's wrong with you? The new Seamaster as well, it's great. It is a good watch. I just think that the bracelet is so poor, and they should have made it taper a little bit. It just feels and looks heavy. It even looks heavy on people. I know loads of people who've got this Seamaster 300, and it's no coincidence that most of them have got it on a rubber strap. They all have it on a rubber strap as if it's the better alternative. The rubber strap on a Rolex is not the better alternative, it's just an alternative. On a Seamaster, it's the better alternative, it's more comfortable, and that's not a good thing. Small thing that really annoys me about the Seamaster 300, why the hell do you need a helium escape valve on a 300 meter dive watch? You don't need it on a 300 meter dive watch. It's not like for saturated diving and whatnot, you don't need it. 500 meter plus, all right, let's stick a helium escape valve in. And when we are doing a helium escape valve, can we just not make it look like a wart on the side of the watch face? But anyway, that's just me being a ratty person. Forgive, I've just literally woken up from a nap half an hour ago. Still having my coffee. But you know what it is? When people wake up, usually the truth comes out. Maybe there's a good bit of truth coming out now. So yeah, guys, I've just been thinking about Tudor, and honestly, like even the black Babe 58, the black one, it's all made on basically the vintage Rolex sub, isn't it? It's what it is, and half of it's cool and half of it's not. That's the thing about this situation. Half of it's cool and half of it isn't. And every time I wear it, it reminds me of a different watch. It's like dating a woman, or dating a woman because she reminds you of your ex. Your ex left you. She doesn't want to be with you because you're just a piece of shit. And then you find a woman who reminds you of your ex and being with her, and then you're just fooling yourself because it's not your ex. So, I don't know. Listen, I'm just trying to give comparisons here, but that's kind of what it will be like, or. You want to be with this woman, but you get like a proper downtrodden cheap version of it. Yeah. So anyway, listen, I'm going to get out of the Tudor chat now. For reference, I like Tudor. I just am bothered by some of the strong resemblance which they bring to the market based on Rolex vintage pieces. I think whilst that's a nice thing to have an official homage side brand, it's not something where I want to spend like £3,000-4,000 on just to try for it to be another watch which I could probably double my budget to get if I could get it out of the AD, but I can't get it out of the AD. I have to go grey or whatever. On that topic, Rolex, man, I'm checking prices online. Obviously it's the summer, but prices are coming down and down. There's some tasty, well-priced GMTs out there right now. Batman, Pepsis, Daytonas, the old full stainless steel ones, or the old school two-tone ones. There are some nice prices going on, and I just still think it will be coming down. It's going to be interesting to see what happens September, October, when people start to get naturally excited in that season for the run up to the end of the year. But I really don't know. It's interesting. So I was in the Rolex AD literally yesterday. I tell you what, I don't know if it's just me here, but they are so much nicer to you in European Rolex ADs than they are in the Middle East. in the Middle East, they're just not friendly at all. They're so, I don't even go to ones in the Middle East. But here you can have a chat. You know, they're going to see whether you know a bit about watches, and they say this, and then you correct them on this, and then blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, listen, we've had a window open up on this, or a waiting list open up on that. So I put my name down for a full gold Submariner Blueface. I thought, you know what, let's do this. Let's do this. They didn't have the list open for everything. You know, they had a two-tone list for a Sky Dweller. Not interested. I don't like the Sky Dweller. It's too fussy a watch in general. If you're going to get Sky Dweller, get a Datejust. They had a Yachtmaster two-tone. Not interested. Maybe I could have squeezed the Yachtmaster, but it's nice, the Rhodium, but So what else could they have? I had a look at the Mint Datejust, the new one. Very, very nice. The Mint dial one is beautiful. Very nice dial, man. I always liked the Rhodium the most, but the Mint new dial is really nice. I wouldn't blame anyone for getting that watch. I would buy that watch if I could. I saw first time in person the left-hand drive, what is it, GMT Sprite, whatever they're calling it. That's such a flip watch. Not interested. It doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. No appeal. Just had a look at the usual stuff, Kermit, and you know they've got all the pieces in the shop, in the watch shop. It's all just what is it? Just for display. So I'm just trying to translate it in my head. It's just for display. Just everything's for display purposes. But I had the option of the sub. So they said, look, it could take a couple of months, and I was like, let's do it, man. Let's get a full gold sub, blue face. It's summery, you know. I don't know what it is. It's summery. I have considered rose gold, funnily enough, in the past. Rose gold doesn't go with my skin tone. Anyway, listen. Who's to say this watch would even come in? Who's to say I'd even keep it? I don't know. But you know what? I wanted to walk out of the AD with my name on the list, because you know what? I haven't been on any list in years, and it just felt nice to see someone take my bloody name down for a list. The Middle East, just obnoxious, unbelievable service there. They have like 1 day list openings where you queue up for ages. There's no like chitty chatty banter with the authorized dealer. There is no relationship building at all in the Middle East. It's basically, are you VIP? Do I know you a little bit? It's not like relationship building stuff in Europe. It really isn't. It really isn't. And I just enjoyed it. It was really, really nice. I saw a guy trying on a rose gold Daytona. Man, I would have liked to have snapped that up. Just saw him trying it on. I think it was ordered in for him, and they were just, you know, talking about pricing, whatever. Would have liked to have taken that. But oh my god, I'll tell you what is funny. You do get a bit spoiled in the Middle East. I don't think it's being spoiled in the Middle East. It's just what I'm also used to in places like London. So when I walked to the Rolex AD, it's a big glass door, and there's a guy standing next to it. So my automatic assumption is that I have to show my face and knock on a door or ring a bell in order to be let in, because you know, in the UK, for example, in Mayfair or whatever, they'll look at you and you're like there, knock in, ring in, whatever, they'll look at you and then they'll press a button, buzzes, and you open, you walk in. So this guy's looking at me through the glass door, and I'm like, you know, like whatever I'm trying to signal, and he's looking at me like, I'm like, it's probably going on for about 20 seconds, and then I push open the door, and I say hi. He's like, yeah, we don't open the door for you. I'm like, okay, my mistake, I'm sorry about that. I'm used to in Europe, like, you know, for security reasons, they buzz you in, or in the Middle East, they open the door for you. So we were just having this like wavy conversation through this glass door. I found it really, really funny. I had to tell a couple of people after that. You know, blame it on you know, the Middle East spoiling you, or blame it on like London, where everyone has to buzz you in and check you and make sure you're like, you know, you fit the character profile. It was just a funny moment, really funny moment, guys. What else? I'm looking at a watch actually, but I'm not going to mention it because if I mention it, I know a few people in the Middle East who might start looking at this watch online and they might snap it away from me. So when I get it, if I get it, I'll let you know. Let's see in the next 2 weeks. But I just know that if I mention this watch now, maybe a few guys in the Middle East or whoever will see it and they're going to go and they'll go for it and I might lose it. And it's just, there's only one of them around. So I'm going to park that topic until the next video, guys. But listen, it's been nice doing this video. I woke up from a nap and I just came back from eating pizza and I had a nice pistachio and vanilla ice cream after. My diet's not on point right now during July. I'm still training 5 times a week, minimum 5 times a week, but I'm just chilling a little bit on the diet. You know, you got to enjoy stuff a bit. You got to enjoy some of the nice bread here and there, not excessively, but you know, it's summer, right? Where was I going with this? Yeah, so what was I going with that? Yeah, so what I was trying to say is I just woke up, I thought, you know, I just fancy doing a bit of a video. I've got some energy in me. I'll have a coffee and I'm going to hit the gym. And I thought, you know what, I'll download my watch memoirs onto the old camera whilst they're still sort of in my head. So that's about it, guys. Listen, I'm not gonna labour the point. You know, the watch order's still happening. All I can say is it's windy. Hopefully the microphone's not getting killed. I've been in Poland for 2 weeks now, and I've done some cross-country travelling. You know, from one side of Poland to the next. I've been in cities. I've been out in the evenings. You know, there are moments I've worn my Seikos, and you know what? It's been really, really safe. I can say that, you know, Warsaw, you know, where I've spent most of the time is really, really safe. I haven't felt like anyone's planning anything or there's eyes going, you know, looking at the watch or anything like that. Obviously, I haven't been here long enough to give a fair account on it, but you know, from this particular European country, it seems pretty chill. You know, there seems to be this nice, strong, relaxed culture about it. So anyway, guys, thanks. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think about prices and Rolex happening. What prices you're seeing in July, what you're seeing in August, what you're planning to buy, etc., etc. I look forward to speaking with you guys in the next video. Take care. Thanks. Bye.